Welcome back, we're gunning to go.
We were definitely gunning to get going in 2020. After the Hannibal, Missouri live stream where we went down and spent a couple of days in Missouri, we worked up the courage 2 months later, that was in August of 2020, to jump in the truck and head across country to see my mom down in Alabama. We hadn't visited her or seen her in 6 years at that point. It had been 6 years. She actually had never met our youngest son Alex, who was a couple years old. She hadn't seen Ashton, who was 6 at the time.
Yeah.
She hadn't seen him since he was a baby, and it had just been way overdue.
It was quite the reunion.
And that's one of the reasons why we RV, is we've got family that's spread out, and it's a blessing to have this lifestyle and be able to not only visit people, but to spend time. Not just a day or two, but to spend even weeks or months like we've done visiting, because that's time that is so precious. So we ended up heading down to Alabama and spending a couple of 2 weeks down there. While we were there, spending 2 wonderful weeks visiting with my mom, we decided to break away for 1 week, kind of in the middle, and head down to Florida. And then we came back because the hurricane ran us out. I forget the name of which one, it was a small one, but we had to come back a little early, so we only got to spend a week down in southern Alabama and Florida, and we ended up visiting 1 more week before having to head back in the fall, in the end of September. While we were down in southern Alabama, we visited a couple places, and one was the Battleship Alabama and the USS Drum, which is the sub there. And I don't remember all the cost. It wasn't too expensive.
I don't remember the cost either.
It wasn't too expensive.
I think it was like $50 for our family to get in.
Yeah, and it was worth it. I mean, the kids absolutely loved it. And in fact, earlier this summer, we drove through there, and the kids seen it from the interstate, from Interstate 10, and they said, oh, we want to go back there, we want to go back there. And so we probably will make it back there at some point. Again, 2020, I wasn't doing videos because we didn't really know if things were gonna go with this RVing in the channel. So we have this live stream to remember that, and of course a lot of pictures that we took, but we'll go ahead and share that content. I did lose signal quite a few times during the live stream. Obviously, I kind of thought about it, it's probably not the smartest thing, going inside of a battleship with, you know, 1 to 2 foot thick steel walls. Of course, cell phone signal is going to drop as soon as you walk through the door, but that was kind of funny. And good thing with this editing is I can piece those together so you don't have all those drops, but I did lose my signal quite a few times, but it was still a lot of fun. And we're gonna go ahead and get this on the channel because it is part of the memory that we have. So without further ado, let's roll out the footage from the USS Alabama. Zachman, thank you so much. Smacking down the sub button. And ironically, we're actually going to be seeing a sub. Let me know if you guys can hear me. 42 months, tier 3. I'm going to set for a minute to make sure that we're connected. Okay, good, you can hear me. That's awesome, because I am stuck having to wear a face mask today. Face masks are required. We're going to begin here in just a minute, but I'm going to let some folks pile in. Can you hear me pretty good? Is it pretty clear anyway? I'll let you see the ugly mug here. Yeah, see, I'm stuck wearing a mask today. Not fun, but it's the rules. Everybody's 7 and older. What's up, Steve? Yeah, we'll just wait for some folks to come in here and making sure my connection's good. It seems like the internet is really kind of sketchy. I've got really good bars, but I don't know. Maybe there's just a lot of people on the network. This is something that is unbelievable to stand next to. The SR-71 Blackbird. I am still shocked to be standing beside this aircraft. I wish we could watch it fly. And that's a pretty badass Chevrolet there pulling it. We'll be coming back through the museum. I really hope that I sound clear. I hope everything's working. Unfortunately, like I said, we have to wear masks. This is going to be very challenging going through some of the narrow passages in the sub and the battleship, and hoping that my battery doesn't die. My wife ran the phone down and we weren't charging it on the way here, so that we're going to probably not have a super long stream, but I'll do as much as I can. Typical shit show, I guess. There will be parts too that I may not be talking to chat, just out of respect for other people around on the tour. If it's really tight quarters, I'm going to just walk through. I'll show everything, but might not be on the up and up with the chat, just to not be having to yell at my phone and sounding like I'm talking to myself. When I go into these places, I like to just kind of move through, and especially in like quieter areas, people kind of get weirded out. They're like, what the hell's going on? So thank you so much for those that have been smacking that button. Strike also 68 months. Appreciate that. All the hard work. I've got my wife and kids are like been sitting here for 15 minutes waiting to get started. So we're going to go ahead and we'll be back through this building, but we're going out to see the sub first. You ready? It's going to be really tough to do this with the family today and try not to lose everybody. So I'll do what I can here. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing good. It's been a crazy week. God, there's so much chatting that I could do. I probably will tonight do a little chat from the campground or whatever to catch up on what's been going on the last 2 weeks. It's been good. It's been a good 2 weeks. The kids all have to wear their masks. Alex does not, but he's doing pretty good with it on, isn't he? He's wearing his. All right, so I guess, I don't know, you guys just want to follow me then?
Yeah, I want to
Awesome. It looks like one of those little PT boats. There's a lot of folks in a tight walkway. It's a memorial. Medal of Honor citation. Ooh, I might want to show that, and then I'll go back in the VOD so I can re-look at that. I won't have time to stop and read everything, but that'll be the cool thing, is you can go back in the VOD and just pause it. The lookout, the eyes of the World War II submarine. Yeah, definitely going to be one to go back in the VOD. So this is the USS Drum, and let me tell you, this thing has a history. This wasn't just something that was built and then, you know, did training or something. This thing sank so many ships. It's insane. If you guys look up the USS Drum later, it is a very impressive list of kills that this thing had against the Japanese. Did a lot. So we just head up here then? All right, I'm gonna be walking up the stairs, folks. There's gonna be some weird views when we head up here, walking upstairs and things like that. All right, there's the city of Mobile over there. Ooh, get that little feeling when you walk across this bridge up here, kind of high up here. It's really hard to get the gimbal to behave, but some impressive aircraft. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. Definitely be walking around. Even if I have to end the stream to charge the phone and then go live again, I'll do it on the outdoor stuff. Oh my gosh. This is cool. In the ocean. The Mobile Bay is there in the ocean out there, of course. Soul, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble for being awake. I'll definitely try to keep up with the chat. You guys are awesome. We'll have to do a chat back at the campground so I can actually chat with you guys. So again, this will be a stream where I'll not be as interactive with chat. I'll be going through to give you guys a tour. And tonight, maybe we can focus on doing a little catch up. Now those are some nice AC units that they put on the sub-spec. No, those aren't original. It is nice that it's air conditioned. It's in the 90s here today. It's 92 or something like that. It's pretty warm. That's the exit over there. Oh, see what I gotta crawl through? This is gonna be challenging to do this with holding this tripod, I'll tell you what. Or the gimbal rather. All right, I'm waiting for my kids because they're all trying to take turns to look out the, well, we'll stare at some aircraft. Does anybody want to, I know that's a Vietnam era one right there. What is that? Is that an F-16 right there? F-16s are smaller. The one next to it.
That's a Vietnam aircraft. And then
I want to say I know what it is, but it's a couple of them.
I think that's an
Thank you so much, Morgan. Slamming them in there. I wish we could hear it. We don't have all of our alerts. Oh, it's F-15 there. F-16. Okay, yes. F-16, and then is that a Phantom over there from Vietnam on the right? A B-52 out there. Yep. What's the Navy one there? With a putty cat on the back. Oh, it's from the Navy. When we get in the sub, it's obviously not big and wide open, so I'm gonna have to move my butt through this thing, and I will do my best to hold the camera still, but it could be very challenging. I want to do a good job so that I can go back and watch the VOD, because I'll inevitably miss things along the way, but I'll do my best as we go through there. But once I go, there's a steady stream of people walking through today, so we've got to just get moving. You guys ready?
Yeah.
It's a good spot here to go.
That's a cool gun.
Aiden, you want to go up first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You lead the way. So this is a World War II sub, and this thing has a very impressive history. It was damaged many times and had to return to Pearl Harbor for repairs. It survived so many depth charge attacks by the Japanese, and it had been heavily damaged many times. There's a big deck gun. So you would have had that to shoot if you're above the water. Of course. All right, start here. All right. Oh, Jesus, this is tight. This is really tight, and I'm 6'3", so. All right.
Look how brassed up these torpedo tubes are.
We shall see.
There's a manual valve plane. That's so cool. Where's the escape hatch?
This brass hatches where the torpedoes would go.
Yeah, that's what this is. These are carriers, so these would full out, and then you would, if the handle was still there back where those kids are, you would roll it, and then it would bring it onto this lift onto here, and then the team would actually just roll it onto these bearings here, and would roll into the tube, and then that valve over there to the left of the tube, if they close it and lock it, that would flood the tube, and then obviously to the left and right, in the center of each one, the bottom, you know, see that, those little handles right there? It looks like a, almost like an old sprinkler handle. That's the steam pressure release. It all depends on which torpedo it is. As it mentions there, there's different kinds. There's steam-driven, compressed air, electric, and vice versa. But the general rule of thumb was that, yeah, you still had to use compressed air to blow them out. Here's the generators actually for it. This one was nicer, unlike the Drum and Z boats, they actually had mechanical winches, as you can see here, that would move the torpedoes left to right so there wasn't dudes with chains fighting with it.
Yeah, right here. It's a torpedo all the way back there. It's crazy. And we're back. Okay, so that was not like a shocker. As I said at the beginning, I don't know what's going to happen when I go into these places. I figured, got nothing to lose. Go in, we'll see if we lost signal, which we did. It's a giant metal tube, and I'm surprised we stayed going as long as we did. But it was an experiment. Now, I was going to just stay off until we go through the Alabama, but I figured, what's the worst thing that could happen? We lose signal in the Alabama. And if we do, don't worry, because there is an entire pavilion of aircraft out here, and there's a whole bunch of stuff outside that we're going to look at. So I will get something put together. But I figured the outside of the Alabama you guys will enjoy. This is not it in front of me. This is a small PT boat type thing. But I figured, you know, wife had said, why don't you just record all this? And in the future I will, when I have a better camera. But I'm not going to be worrying about trying to piece together a weird out-of-place video for one place that we visit. But as you can see, live streaming is very difficult in some places and simply just does not work. But doesn't hurt to try. So, if you could do me a favor, let folks know in Discord and elsewhere that we're live again. I didn't get a chance to retweet and repost what we were doing, but we're going to head over to the Alabama, and then we'll see what happens over there. I'm going to walk around the outside of it, and there'll be lots of other stuff to see. And then if I have to kill the stream, I will. And then we will, we'll just come back as soon as we're done with that. And we shouldn't have any problems once we get done with the Alabama inside the battleship. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff to look at. I want to see what this thing's all about here. Oh my God, I can't believe this is right here. That's what I thought it was. The H.L. Hunley. This was a Confederate States torpedo boat submarine. This cannot be the one though, but it is. It's a replica. Okay, right here on the first line. That's all I want. I'm like, there's no way that's sitting here. It's a replica. This was the first submarine. A replica, so it's not the actual one, but this was the replica of the Hunley, which the Confederate States of America used to attack some Union ships. I'm definitely going to be checking this out on the VOD when I get back. Yeah, there's a Hunley. That's cool. Some neat stats right there. And how's it going there, Green Day? Again, I may not be on top of chat today, walking through with crowds of people in this place and not wanting to be yelling into my phone. And I want to obviously focus on try to show as much as I can, but I will certainly try to get a stream going maybe later tonight back at the campground where we can do a little chatting about the last 2 weeks. Where we've been and what we've been doing. Thing is neat. It is super hot out today, so I'm heading inside the museum again. Aiden, hold this door for your family. Hold the door. Normally I would hold the door, but I'm holding the camera here. Did you hold the door for everybody?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, SR-71 Blackbird. I mean, how insane is it to see one of these on the camera, but even in person, obviously. Cannot believe it. Oh, I know why my gimbal. Hold on. There we go.
Now you can walk
before Hurricane Katrina. Oh my God, Aiden, look at that. Hurricane Katrina, look what it did. That was in 2005. It did a lot of damage to this place.
Dad, look what they had.
And we're back. Again, it was probably not the best idea to... This Chevy truck is pretty awesome. It's probably not the best idea to try to stream inside of a metal tube or a metal battleship, but I ain't got nothing to lose because I told my wife I'm not going to try to make a video out of this. It'd be a one-off video and it'd just be really out of place and I wouldn't even know where to share it at this point. In the future, I'll be doing all video for this stuff and no longer streaming because obviously the stream quality is not as good and you lose reception when you go into a giant metal tube. Go figure, right?
What is this thing? What is this for?
But today we have nothing to lose here. That's probably a pitot tube to tell you how fast you're going. And that is crazy to be standing and looking at this thing. The 6 agency A-12 pilots that were involved in Operation Black Shield. Jeez. Isn't that crazy? It's a pretty bad reflection on that, so I apologize. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I have been unable to stream up until this point because my mom didn't want to be on stream. She's like, I'm too shy. So I'll try to do some streaming from the horse farm there, but I took some time the last 2 weeks and been spending a lot of it with family. It's just gone so quick. I also did a lot of work around my mom's place with just helping her with some things, fixing the electric fence and other fun stuff, and visiting, of course. What jet is this, Aiden? Do you know? This would have been a Navy one, right? With the wings folding up? From the Navy, you can always tell when the wings fold up.
Oh yeah.
Alabama's placed in Vietnam. Wow. A lot of people lost. There's a Vietnam and Korean War memorial here as well. Oh man, look at the side of that. The Black Widow. Oh geez, that thing is pretty sweet looking. Some pretty awesome guns on top there. It's 50 cal maybe, huh? What do you think? Aiden's here looking at everything with me.
What?
Got a PT boat. William Dennis. From Vietnam era here. Little rascal, how you doing? Why do the wings fold up on Navy planes? Yep, for storing on the deck. The simulator up there. It'd be all kinds of fun. I just can't take my eyes off of that blackbird sitting over there. Look at that thing. Anybody in chat know how fast that thing goes? It's like over 2,000. I remember looking all that up at one time. We gotta find the information on this thing. Yeah, and we're all wearing masks in here, so if I sound weird, that'd be why. Here's my mug. At least I'm wearing my legendary mask though, see. Oh boy, now we messed up the camera. Now we can't look at the blackbird anymore. There we go. Masks are required. Just wicked. I'm guessing them red dewies would come out of there. Mach 3.2. More on the tuggy. You know, that thing is pretty sweet, isn't it? I'll go back over there here. I did want to check that out. Look at the tires on that thing. I remember one time, I didn't go, but they told the story or whatever at Oshkosh. Sometime in the 80s, 90s or whatever, they flew this out to Oshkosh. They announced on the overhead that it took off from LA or Southern California, not LA, but Southern California where it was stationed. And they said it just took off and it's en route to Oshkosh, and 30 minutes later it was there to land. It's like, I mean, just imagine like flying across the United States and in less than, probably would do across the U.S. in less than an hour, because obviously it had to slow down a whole lot to get down to the ground, but just insane. What a beautiful aircraft that is. I wish I knew all my numbers. Army 1, President of the United States. And there's Reagan. How awesome is that? So Reagan would have flown on this. Not too fancy compared to what they got now, but gets the job done. Oh, they're talking about the Blackbird here. It's pretty cool to think that used to be Army 1. Now it's Marine, right? Marines. So the Army used to take care of that then. Wonder when that changed. So now you have Marine 1 and Air Force 1, and it's too bad they don't take to the sea anymore. We could have Navy 1. Be like a Carnival cruise ship or something. USS Coral Sea. It's a Marine aircraft. Oh, I gotta show Aiden this. Wait for him to come over here. Show him this bad boy. Good old Corsair. No? Never mind. The Douglas Sky Raider. They should, all the World War II stuff sitting outside, except I'm spotting a few things behind me. I'll be definitely checking this out on the VOD myself, because I want to read up on all this. It's kind of nice when you take pictures or video when you're at these museums, because like you don't have all day to read every single thing, but I like to go back and rewatch or reread. Still to this day, I'm doing that to the D-Day Museum that I visited in 2013. I took like 1,000 pictures in there. I just took pictures of everything, and I really enjoy going back to see everything again. Because if I was to read everything the day we were there, there's been no way to do that. Big old pontoon on the bottom. A little shout out to the Tuskegee airmen there, the Red Tails. Derailer. Wonder if they spent a lot of time shooting up the German trains and stuff. Love the old car here. And the good old deuce and a half. Something to go back in that VOD and watch. The Red Ball Express. You know what that is, Aiden?
Soviet truck.
Soviet. Little German Kabelwagen. It's a Volkswagen made. You can see the VW on it.
That is a Russian thing, right?
Red Ball Highway. Stay on the ball. Keep rolling. Many people are familiar with the Allied landings in Normandy and D-Day. What many people are less familiar with is the monumental effort put in the supply line that fed the Allied armies as they marched across Europe. It was not uncommon in World War II for military forces to outstrip their supply lines. Happened all the time. It's basically talking about that. I'm going to go through and reread that when I get the chance to rewatch the VOD myself. Hey, no problem there. Is it Mike and Matt? I apologize, I'm not 100% up on the chat today. Just trying to get through the museum here and be respectful to the other guests here and not be shouting into my phone the whole time. It's a little more open in here. We're going to be going out to the Battleship Alabama here in a minute. I just got to round up my crew here. Where's Mom? She took Alex with her? Oh, there they are. Okay, we got a few folks ahead of us, and I think we're gonna head out to, oh, you guys wanted to see I'll be back in 1 sec. All right, told the wife to wait there for me, because you guys asked to see the tuggy for the Blackbird again. Go around it. Oh, I missed the ambulance here. The meat wagon. You don't want to be in that. And women. It's a woman working the medical stuff here. Reminds me of MASH. Somebody's still laying in there. Man, I didn't even walk through this stuff. Look at that. Old Ford there. I missed all of this stuff. Some random, yeah, the Great War. German and American, the Doughboys. Now we're kind of going fast, but there's quite a few folks here. It's just so much to look at. Go down here. Go down here. It's really hard. They got us really roped in here. Yeah, social distancing. Sometimes when you see the camera moving all over the place, I'm just trying not to point it at somebody's face when they're walking past. And there's a lot of people here today. I try to keep it moving. Man in the gun there. They had a six-inch gun out front. They said was common in the Spanish-American War, but all ships still have them, and they're used to shoot blanks for saluting purposes now. German World War I. Central Powers. Alright, we'll walk around here. I don't know if I can get through here or not. We did go through here already, so we'll stop and look at the tuggy on the way out the door. There's a good chance when we do go in the battleship I will lose signal again because we're in a giant metal boat in this case. If that happens, I will go live again after I get out of it. In the future, I'll be doing all video for this stuff, obviously because it works a lot better, but we'll start that next year. Just crazy, you know, you got this expensive aircraft and it's just being towed around by a, you know, an old Chevy pickup. You gotta love it though. Place for a fire extinguisher, and it had that long tow rod there. Just a simple pickup. Imagine the importance, you know, how important of a load this thing would tug around. And this would have been at a very top secret place. Something else. Gotta love it. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna head out now. I also got 4 kids, and they only last so long and then they fall apart. They're getting better. They do pretty good, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to live stream this. Even if the quality's a little meh, but it is what it is. Okay. Battleship this way. Again, if I lose everybody, we'll come back because we have a whole outdoor thing to do still. Hold the door, Aiden. unbelievable how big these things are. You just don't, I don't know, you see pictures and you see it, maybe on the video it's that way, but you see these things and you just don't think how massive they are. And this wasn't even the biggest. This ship also was, it never ended up in any major battles directly with any German or Japanese. It did go to the Atlantic Theater in the beginning, and it ended up over in the Pacific Theater. It shot down several Japanese aircraft. It guarded a lot of aircraft carriers and other things. And it was used a lot for bombing the hell out of islands when they were doing their push across the Pacific. It was used to pound the islands before the Marines would go on the ground. And so it's very well known for that. And I think its only kills are Japanese aircraft that it shot down. And it had been, I know on one occasion that it had been attacked by the Japanese. A bomber got loose from a group and went to go drop bombs on it. And fortunately, under all that fire, the pilot missed his target and the bomb splashed into the sea and never hit it. So I don't think that it was even damaged. I know there was death on this ship. One of the guns, I don't remember which one, but one of the guns had fired into the back of another gun and killed 5 people on the deck and injured 11 others. I think that's the only death that this thing had seen on it. But it was part of the war in both theaters. My kids are getting really hot. It's in the 90s out here, so. What is the range of the ship's guns? A good question. I wish well, maybe we'll find out when we're up there. As I said again, folks, if I lose everybody inside this thing, I will go live again when we get out. I don't know what will happen in here, but my guess is I'll probably lose again. So just stay tuned. Look for chat to say F5. Once we come live out of here, then I should be fine, because then we have this whole park over here. All these outside tanks, aircraft, many other things. There's this city of Mobile. Many other things to look at here. Traffic is a standstill. Oh, the Interstate 10 out there is a mess today. But we'll have lots more to look at, and I'll go live with that. So, yep, we're walking over the water, aren't we, bud? Aiden's right here ahead of me. Face masks are required. That's cool. It was in both the Pacific. Yeah, it started out in the Atlantic with the South African, Italy stuff, and then it turned and burned back for the U.S. I forget where. It went through the Panama Canal, and it headed out to the Pacific. I mean, it's just massive, isn't it? There's Ashton. He actually doesn't have to wear a mask. He's still 6, 7 and up. But I told the wife, just put it on. I don't want to have anyone giving us grief. Most places we've been down here, people are not wearing masks. Look at these guns. You guys imagine? So you get Aiden here. They're hot, aren't they? It's Austin there. He's having a birthday coming up here in a week. On the road in the RV. See if I can, I don't know if it'll cooperate, but I was stepping on, that's a loose board. Imagine being out here and having to clean the deck, and they probably kept something on it to protect it from the salt water. I mean, just imagine, Aiden, and you got these sheets of steel. It's not that thick, you know, thick as a thumb. And you're standing out here shooting this thing. And you've got ships flying up above you. Ships, yes, ships are flying. Planes are flying up above you and trying to drop bombs on top of you, and you're just doing everything you can to shoot at them. Oh. USS Massachusetts. Nice. It is hot out here. Holy buckets. Feels good, but it is hot. Yeah, the water. Oh my God, the view behind me, folks, you'll see in a minute, is amazing. It's so good. How's the quality, by the way, of this video and the sound, folks? I know we're outside, so there's the drum. And just to let you know, I don't think you can look through it, but the periscope of the drum is pointed at the hull of the Alabama. Little trivia for you. I didn't remember that was a thing we could even look through, but that'd have been funny to see.
Traffic is still backed up right now.
I know, traffic on Interstate 10 going from Pensacola, Florida. We're very close between Florida. There's that view. Florida just out that way to the right, and Mississippi to the left. Little shot here is so freaking insanely backed up today. Oh my God, the Labor Day traffic is nuts. We got stuck in it, that's why we're here late. Oh man. Hey. My kids are sitting on the other one. See if we get yelled at. Everything says no climbing, but not on the seats. Just they don't want you climbing on the guns. There's the ocean, the Gulf of Mexico out there. Isn't that something? Those are some nice aircraft guns there. Those are the big anti-aircraft guns.
Yeah, I can tell.
So they'd be busier than heck. So those guns were used so much on this ship because this ship was guarding the other fleets, the other aircraft carriers and so on, and it was used heavily in the Pacific for that, and it did shoot down some Japanese planes. The 40mm quadruple mount. All the kamikaze attacks. 320 rounds per minute for the 4 guns. Those are some big shells.
How do you get up here?
There's another one here, so you'd have 8 guns. Got people coming. There we go. Oh. We'll go over to this one.
Mom, Mama, do you want us to get on there?
All right, come on, boys. Kids are going crazy. All right, let's get this nice view again. Look at those big bad boys. Obviously, the air conditioner wasn't part of it. I bet they wish they had that AC unit on there. They got some more guns right there. It just would have been nerving, it just, I don't know. Being out here when, you know, all that stuff is happening and other ships are shooting at you. Got AC units here behind us, folks. Probably loud. Yeah, being out here when... That's a nice view there, nice picture. Careful. Oh my gosh, my kids are... I don't want somebody to splat ball. Okay. But yeah, being out here when everything else is trying to shoot at you too. Would have been some freaky times being out on those ships, hearing random explosions. Just imagine though, you know, you're sitting out on an open body of water and there's other ships around you and everybody's shooting in these guns. I mean, we've all been hunting and been shooting firearms around each other and know how loud that is. Imagine these things. The repercussion, I can't even talk today. The heat, it's getting my brain, but just the recoil coming off of everything. This is a cool thing. The battle history of the USS Alabama. There you go. I want to definitely look at this when I get back home. It is so freaking hot out here on the deck of this. There's not even a breeze. That'll be something to see. Hey, you should get a photo of this for me. I just want to make sure that I can see this when I get home. That's a really neat thing to show later on. Just like I told you, it started out in the Atlantic, went through the Panama Canal, and ended up in the Pacific for the rest of the war. It was actually, I think, the ship that, see number 9, I think it was at the very front of the pack when they went into Tokyo Bay for the surrender. Now the surrender was done on the Missouri, if I'm not mistaken, but this ship was at the Japan operations, August of 45, and it went into at the front of the pack. And just imagine what that would have been like for the crew. There's a life raft. Ay, ay, ay. Shades of blue-gray and a dapple pattern. She was repainted for her first combat deployment so that her gray substructure would blend in with the sky and her blue hull would be less visible against the ocean when seen from other ships. Entirely blue in 44, so she would be less noticeable from Japanese aircraft. 45, she reverted to gray upper works and blue hull camouflage when Alabama was decommissioned to the reserve fleet. She was painted fully gray in 47. Then she got put to her wartime colors in 92. That's really cool, yeah. So they were less worried about the Japanese ships and they were more worried about the Japanese planes, so they decided to get rid of the gray altogether and go completely blue so that less noticeable the aircraft. More guns out here. Oh my god, are you serious? Sorry, not the camera view. Holy crap.
It's pretty wide. It's pretty wide in here.
If I go in, I'll probably lose chat, but it's got some seats.
This is cool.
Oh man. Eden's up there. I won't go up there, but
I'm just peeking around.
a couple of seats, and it looks like there's the sights and things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me know if I'm buffering, chat. I'm inside of a giant metal box.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I kind of want to crawl up there now. Don't get to do this every day. So chat, I hope I don't lose you.
But there's like something over here. Oh, yeah.
Some doors to crawl through. Signal is good? Okay. It's surprising because we are inside of a giant piece of metal. This is inside the gun turret.
Yeah, this is inside.
This is in the gun turret. Oh, that's the backside of the gun. Just imagine that thing going off. It would have just been deafening. I mean, there's an echo in here and everything, but just imagine those massive guns going off. Holy cow.
Oh, Dad, you can go over here. Open.
Oh, jeez. There's more you can go in. Oh, I cannot hardly fit. Oh. We're actually inside.
Yeah. Guys, be sure.
Oh, this is okay. We're buffering. All right, I'll try to get out before I lose you guys. This is so crazy. Okay, we're heading out back outside. Oh, that is insane inside the gun turret. Ouch.
I'll bring you back in.
Watch out for Dad. I can hardly fit in here.
Oh, I forgot to check in out here.
Okay. Oh my God. That was insane. Whew.
Do you want to still go in there?
Okay, how are we doing now, folks? Are we back? Let me know in chat. Oh, sorry, I hear all my breathing. We were inside that. Oh, jeez. That was so cool. We were inside that. I'm gonna kind of looking over this stuff because I want to go back in the VOD and have a chance to read this myself. Normally I'm snapping photos, but this is not, I mean, this is some solid stuff, folks. We're inside. I don't know how thick that stuff is, but man, was that cool. I want to play some World of Warships. I really do. I gave my legs a workout. Here's a shell. Mark 8 2,700-pound armor-piercing projectile. It's fired from one of the 9 16-inch 45 cal Mark 45 big guns aboard the battleship Alabama. It travels at a speed of 2,300 feet per second. That is some American artillery right there. So patriotic. So 1,568 miles per hour, more than twice the speed of sound. The guns are accurate up to 20 miles, almost 21 miles away from the battleship. Sorry, my gimbal decided to go down there. There's what some folks were asking right there. Just imagine that thing heading right at your forehead. Human hand for reference. I reckon if that thing hit you in the face, you'd be a bad day right there. Be a real bad day. But I mean, just imagine being on this thing, and you know the Japanese or the Germans, if you were over there, which the Germans, there wasn't a lot of skirmishes with the German battleships with the U.S. They didn't have many, first off, but just imagine the Japanese when they got into the Battle of Midway and all the Philippines and all that, and having that thing, you know they're shooting those back. That's what's being hurled in towards you. And I can tell you right now that this is 6 feet tall. Yes, I have to have my mask on. I'm 6'3". There you go. 6 feet tall. 6 feet of like destruction heading at you right there. Oh my God, I gotta go find Aiden and let him see that. Oh, my kids are still inside there. My wife's trying to dig all my kids out. Let's go look at this right here. There's the different pictures. So that's how it would have been done. I like the top one. You know, and that's the thing that really pisses me off about World of Warships, is that instead of having this kind of stuff, they put all this goofy anime, all this other garbage in there. I really realize they're trying to make a game, but it's always killed me because you got all these other ships wearing all these unrealistic liveries or skins, whatever you want to call them, and it's just so silly. I'd like to see stuff like that. Maybe, you know, one would make aiming with ships. If you're wearing all blue, you'd be better against ships. I'm sorry, better against aircraft, but not the ships. So I gotta try to find my family here so that we can continue on before I lose all my battery. They've been really hard to find here. Hey, come over here. This is what this ship was shooting. That's what came out of those big guns. All right? So that would have been the shell that Ashton, that's what came out of those guns. They traveled at 1,568 miles an hour. And it could go up to 21 miles, Aiden. Coming? She's trying to take care of the kids. It's in the 90s, probably over 100 and some heat index out here today. Very warm.
Wait for his talk, Ethan.
Tour entrance starts here, but I'm going to walk to the front of the boat. There is a very high likelihood I will lose you guys in there. And as I keep saying, if and when that happens, and it most likely will, I will come back live as soon as we get out, and we'll have this whole park here to look at. There's a lot of stuff out there to see. It's gonna be tight here.
If you look down, it almost looks like that scene from Harry Potter.
Very tight quarters, so if I have to move the camera funny, that's why I'm trying to avoid people and running into people. But we'll have a lot of stuff to look at out here later, and I'll come live. Also, if my battery ends up giving out, I'll get it some charging. Big Blue is sitting right there. The city of Mobile, Alabama is right behind. And we'll come out and we will hit the rest of it up here. I bet you my wife and kids started the tour. Yes, they did. Okay, they've seen me. So yeah, you can just imagine the thick steel cell phone signal does not go inside. Oh my God, these guns are just, they're just insane. That was the back of the ship where we were earlier. There's 6 more of those 16-inch guns up here. I'm kind of falling apart myself, folks. This heat is, oh, it's radiating up off the ship, and I'm so thirsty. I figure when I lose the inside, it's air conditioned, I'll take a break, get something to drink, and then we'll come back on the outside. I'll probably do some video in there, and I'll have to upload it, an unlisted video onto my YouTube channel, I guess is probably what I'll have to do. The size of these chains. Isn't there some rapper called 2 Chainz? Is this where he got the name? He used to pull your truck out the mud. My gimbal is not being good. Can't even scoot that. Are y'all enjoying the stream? I wish I was doing video. Quality would be a little bit better. God, look at the traffic on Interstate 10. Ugh. We'll get a nice view of the battleship here in a second. The park down there, lots of things we'll be looking at. I'll do my best to get through it. Oh, it is hell being out here with this mask on. I know I can take it off, but we're getting so close to people, and here comes my wife and kids. That's such a view. What do you think, Aiden? Oh, I had to drop my mask off.
Yeah, it's hot.
I can't do it. Great stream, okay. Yeah, like I said, in the future I'll be doing a lot of video. Be good to get some, should get some pictures of the kids up here too. I was just saying in the future I'll definitely want to do video of this stuff. And then, you know, I'll be able to take photos of the kids at the same time and stuff like that. But that'll be next year. Folks, we got a lot to talk about. Me and Miss G have been coming up with ideas, things we're going to be doing. I feel like it's been ages since we've chatted.
What the chains are for.
If you get stuck in the mud.
You get stuck in the mud? Anchor?
Yeah, the kids were asking the chains are for, and it's for the anchors. So right down on the side of the ship, right, well, you can see, I think, so your anchors are right there. I think that's the top of them. And when you let them out, then the anchors drop and they go down and dig you in. So you can anchor. So you can see over here, they got one down. I'm not going to lean my setup over. I do not want to drop it. That'd be my luck. The thing would break or my phone would go in the water. It's hard to make the gimbal do what you want it to do. It's hot out here, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Hope you guys aren't hearing me breathing and everything else so much. What is the heat index? It's 90 something today, and humidity, and the heat index is like 100 and
Probably over 100.
it's hot.
It's
It feels good. Like, this is like what we were used to when we lived in Tennessee, but our kids are, you know, it's been harder for them to adapt. Something to pause in the VOD later. Check out the anchor gear. It's really worn out, hard to read. I can handle the heat pretty well, but I'm kind of to my limit here too. I am cooking. Friggin' mask. This is making me want to go play some World of Warships. I know, that's what I said. It just pisses me off that all the goofy stuff they do in there, you know, all the weird liveries and trying to make the ships look so stupid. But it is fun. Slinging some lead. Oh man. All right, folks, we are going inside, and it is almost certain that I will lose you guys in there. If I was smart, I would probably just stop the stream right here and start recording. However, I'm not smart. So, you guys already knew that. You're like, this guy's smart? Oh, there's no way. We're screwed. I am gonna go up. I'm walking up another deck here. I don't know what's up here. There was a sign saying do not enter. I just knocked it out of the way. No, I'm kidding. I don't know the details of these guns, so... Oh no, there's an AC unit not working. Oh. It's a World War II trash can. Rosie the Riveter made that can. I'm just walking along all this stuff. This is crazy. We're walking up the different decks, and I got folks that are behind me, so can't stop for too long. Some of those, more of those guns. Three big 16-inch guns in the back and 6 in the front. And then you got these that are good for the short range. Memory of all those who gave their lives. February of 44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people killed. Remember I told you guys that? There you go. One of the guns went off into the back of one of the other guns. And I think, since the plaque was there, I'm wondering if it was this gun shot into the back of that one and went off. Killed 5 people on the deck, injured 11 more. It's the only death this battleship's seen. It was one Japanese plane attempted to drop bombs on it, and they splashed down in the sea. I'm kind of screwing myself on the whole tour here, I think. I didn't do the inside part. But I figured I was doing as much of the outside as I can. Crawling through the different levels. Oh, somebody left their water. That wouldn't be very sanitary of me to take it and drink it. Look at that. Little peephole. All that armor. The captain's area. Window is really dirty. Yep, you can see the dickered reflection of me. I'm sorry. Oh, gimbal didn't like that. The Battle Bridge. Yeah, it's going to be hard getting through all these areas. Oh. I don't know if you're supposed to go in there. I think you can. Yeah. I just did. Look at the thickness of that door. Oh my God. That is tight. I'm not even gonna go in there. I can't fit through there very well. Not with the camera in my hand. So we're probably gonna get some buffering. I mean, you can just imagine the steel and everything else we're walking in, folks. I'm gonna head back down, I think, this side. All those like periscopes and things like that. I think we'll probably have to end the stream here in a minute. And then I'm gonna go inside. There's no way in hell we're gonna get reception in there. Might as well save the battery. Cripes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do things in order here. I'm all out of order. Yeah, it looks like you can go up there. Everything's numbered. Oh, yeah. There's people coming out. So I'm gonna head back down, folks, and kill the show. And then I'm gonna start the tour because there's no way we're gonna have reception inside. And everything is numbered.
Some parts look smooth, some parts look rough.
If it wasn't like COVID times, I wouldn't worry so much about it, but you don't want to be getting in the people's way and social distancing and everything else. I don't want to be skipping the order here, so I will jump in order. There are some really neat areas to explore on this ship. Oh, it feels so cramped in there, yeah. Another spot you can go in. Everything is, there's stickers I've noticed. So we want to go where it says to start the tour and then follow it through. And I'll try to record it. Oh my God. I missed a set of stairs. There's stairs over here. Now you can imagine when there was like people shooting at you and everything else, battle going on, you'd have to know the ship real well. I'm sure being on it 24/7, you'd have learned it real well. Okay, folks. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to get through this, but with 1 to 2 foot thick walls, there's no way we're gonna get reception in there. And I'll be going live so we can cover the park portion here very shortly. Maybe 30 minutes to an hour. So we're at the beginning, and I'm gonna find my family. So look forward to that. Give me about 30 minutes, somewhere in there, and we'll be live again, and we'll do the outside portion and all the equipment and stuff that's out there. I hope you enjoyed the tour thus far. It is hot. It is so hot. We'll be back, and we'll be doing everything there behind me. So do look forward to that. Now we'll look at the nice battleship. I'll try to take some video of the inside, see what I can do with that when I get home. I don't have a PC with me, so I'll hit you guys up here shortly so you can stay on the channel here, and then you'll see when it goes live. Everyone will F5, and we'll get everything outside there. So look forward to coming back at you here shortly. See you in a bit. All right, hello everybody. We're back live again. Things did not work out as planned. Let me know when you guys have video here. Hopefully it's working. I completely lost my battery inside there. We'll talk a little bit about the battleship, and everything is closed up. Had to come back to the truck. We barely got time to even see the whole thing. It took quite a while to get through, and they said that we'd had a little bit of time to run through or I guess do like a drive-through of the grounds here, and then we're gonna have to leave here very shortly. So I got Miss G gonna drive the truck, and I'm gonna be holding on to the camera here so we can look at some of the aircraft. I guess we'll probably just start right over there. So say hello when you come in, and let me know. Make sure that you can hear us rather. Yep, let's pull up alongside here. This is a crazy tour we're having to do here. Keep going. They're closing up the ground, so I did promise that I'd come back and show some of these aircraft. Obviously, we've got the B-52 here. Yeah, audio is solid. Good. VT, how's it going? So, yeah, they got the big B-52, and they got the big old tanks on it, too. See that on the end of the wings, boys? Wonder if those are fuel, if that's fuel storage there. Then all the big jet engines. We've seen these at Oshkosh before, so go ahead and continue to pull along. Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff out there. There's a Vietnam Memorial. There's a really big Korean War Memorial. So we'll pull up here. We'll check out some helicopters. Yeah, the tour inside the Alabama was unbelievable. It took so many hours to do, and we did not simply have enough time. I seen probably about 80 to 90% of the ship. There were some areas we just couldn't look over. So we had to do what we could. They say 3 to 4 hours to go through this place. I think that's even cutting it short. There's just so much here. Some Coast Guard stuff. Yeah, it's kind of hard because we can't see any of the, you know, really what it is. If you guys know what it is, go ahead and say it in chat. Probably a coastal gun here, maybe. I don't know what that all is. Oh, you can put your pets in there. That is crazy. They got fans so you can put your dog in there. They don't allow pets, and that's kind of cool. This place is really neat. Like, there's a whole bunch of RVs, trucks pulling campers and stuff that were here, and I thought that was really cool. And if you had pets, you know, it's hot. There's an area there that you could put your dog in. So if you ever come check this place out. And this was some of the Navy's stuff here. We had a Navy helicopter. We never did figure out what this one was earlier. Does anybody in chat know? I know that we said this was an F-15 right here. So Strike Eagle should know all about that. I think he's the one that called that one out earlier. And then we had this one down here. We had the F-16, I believe, correct? And I forgot what we said this one was here. Pretty cool stuff though, and the USS Drum is in the background here. We're going to be going out and around the building now. So anyway, yeah, things didn't really work out as planned with going through here. It is like, well, it's impossible to live stream from within a lot of this stuff here because of the fact that, you know, the side of the battleship is a couple of feet thick of steel and other material. Obviously, you can't even get cell service in there. In the future, I won't be live streaming these things anymore. I'll always be doing video. Next year, I'm going to have my camera equipment. I'm not going to worry about picking up this year with the pandemic going on. There's no video equipment to get. And there's the battleship back there, which we were in earlier. At least we got to look at the outside of it. You can just skip over to the C-47 there. So anyway, oh, big speed bump going in front of the building here. Got some aircraft back behind here. So we almost didn't even get to show any of this stuff because of time. Like I said, in the middle of the tour, I did take a lot of pictures and I will share on the Discord. I'll have to flood a channel with them today, tonight or tomorrow at some point when I get time. We'll stick all of the pictures I took inside on there and you guys can just look through them. That battleship was insane inside though. There's a propeller for it. The C-47 out here, beautiful. Yeah, you can drive down there. It goes all the way out and around. He's back. Yeah, it's gonna be a very short stream here because I ran out of battery and now we ran out of time. The park is closing. But that battleship easily can take hours to go through. It is insane. There's so many rooms and it's like a large majority of the ship was wide open. So there's a little Sherman back there. Is that a T-60 in the back? I don't know what this is up front. I'd get out and run around and look, but the gates are going to be closing here very shortly and I'd rather not get locked in here. Landing craft. Very nice. There's the Alabama back there. Mobile Bay, and going out to the Gulf of Mexico is right there. Trip's been pretty good coming down. Haven't had too many problems. Had a little bit of a mishap with our camper. It got backed into and stairs got really bent up and damaged, dented the side. I've already got all that damage fixed and my stairs I've got swapped around, so everything should be good to go there. I'll have to order new stairs once we get back home, but all right, well that was, I guess, a really quick tour of all the stuff that they have on the grounds here. And traffic is insane out here. So hopefully we're not going to get stuck in too much. This is all coming out of Florida and going back towards Alabama, Mississippi. There's a lot of people from Louisiana that are out here. Yeah, we get to go get stuck in all that. So has anybody got any questions about the place or cost? I don't know. We could, you know, cover that real quick. The kids could probably tell you a little bit about what they thought about it. They're all riding around here. It's been a hot day. What was the cost of it?
It's $13 for adults.
13 for adults? Whoops.
And I think it was 11 for three of the kids. 5 and under is free, so it costed us $48.
$48 for a family of 6 to get in. There
are military discounts and then senior discounts as well.
Military and senior discounts. What was your guys' favorite part of coming here? Aiden's hiding back there.
Probably the I don't know. Everything was fun.
My seatbelt is yelling at me here. I apologize. Did you guys like going through the battleship and everything? Was it fun?
Yeah. Did you like the sub, or did you, or the battleship more, or the same?
I don't know, cause I didn't see all the battleship, but I saw a good majority of it. I don't know.
I liked climbing in the
Oh my
underbelly
God.
of it.
For kids, it was amazing to be like climbing in there. There's so many places to climb. Oh, we got one right here. Whoops. This gimbal is massive, but all right, so we got another tank over here. So if you had more time, you could spend all kinds of time walking around looking at some of the military hardware out here. Are those some World War II porta potties? No? All right. But that B-52, the SR-71 is sitting inside the building. There's a P-51. You saw the P-51 in there? Yeah. It's cool to see the P-51, but when you go to Oshkosh, it's like, because I mean, there you get to see them flying all the time. I never get that excited when I see P-51s on display, because at the end of the day, you see them all the time at Oshkosh. Pull right up here. Right up here. There you go. Well, we're going to be exiting the park and heading back here very shortly, but can we get ice cream now? I would definitely love that.
Did you see the ice cream parlor?
There's an ice cream parlor inside the battleship. Like, I've got tons of pictures. When you guys see the pictures, I'll post them, and there's usually a sign that was on the outside of the door talking about what you're looking at, and then there'll be the picture of it. And like I said, I'll have to flood one of our Discord channels with it. I'm not going to be able to go through and list like what everything is. I probably took over 100 pictures of the inside. I did not do video because my phone was dying. It was like 15% when I stopped live streaming, and it did die, and there was about 3/4 or more of the ship that I went through that I couldn't even take pictures because the phone was completely dead. I turned it on 3 different times, took a couple more, and then it would die. So I screwed up because I should have brought my external battery pack, and it's in the camper, and I should have brought my charging cable that I could have charged off the gimbal, but I didn't, and lesson learned. Next year, when we visit some of these places, like I said, I'll do it in video, and I'll have a laptop. I'm going to pick up a laptop and lots of stuff to chat about. We've gotten a lot of stuff figured out the last 2 weeks. It's been a busy time. And Conzer, thank you so much for the tier 3, 54 months. Thank you so very much. Classy as ever. We're going to switch seats now, and we gotta get going. We got old Big Blue down here, all the way down to the Gulf now. So we've traveled across the United States in Big Blue, and it's been doing pretty good. It got really muddy here in Alabama. Like at my mom's place, it rained solid for a week, maybe more, and it was muddy. We got him in the mud. We had the camper in the mud. It was super muddy, and it's been dry now since last week. What is today, Monday? And it's supposed to get raining again. So we're going to be hanging around Mobile for 2 more days, and then we'll be back to hang out. We're actually going to be heading to Florida for a couple days, and while we're in Florida, we'll be just kind of doing the beach thing for a couple days, having a good time. So hey, what's up, Bacon? Oh, burnout time now. I don't think in this parking lot here. I'm kind of babying this truck quite a bit. So we're gonna head back to the camper, and oh, tomorrow should be another good live stream. Tomorrow is going to be tomorrow's going to be Alligator Alley. We'll be doing Alligator Alley, which is in Summerdale, Alabama. They've got 450 gators at this place, and lots of gators. So there's Big Blue. All right, well, I appreciate everybody. Sorry for the dickered streams, 3 of them, going live, going off, going on, going off. But at least you guys will have the VOD. I'm gonna be definitely watching part of it as well. So I missed out on a lot of stuff when I was live streaming, but it was just crazy. Like I said, this is definitely a place to come to with your family, and also to come and do video. So you can get everything on video and you don't miss anything. Bring batteries, lots of batteries. It's got about 5 hours, I'd say, give yourself to go through this place. It is absolutely amazing, everything that they've got here. And for $48, it was a steal. That was a family of 6. I think if it was just you or you and your spouse, you know, was it 30 bucks or whatever? So plus military discount if you have one of those. $15 an adult. Can't find places this cheap. You better get going before you get locked in, I know. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you, and I will be connecting with you again. Should be tomorrow. Won't be 2 weeks again. Should be tomorrow, and then we'll have a couple more streams this week. Getting back at it again. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see ya. Alright, well, we hope you all enjoyed that video. It was a good memory, it was lots of fun, and we definitely look forward to visiting the battleship again in the future. Probably let the boys get a little bit older so that maybe more of them will start remembering it. That is one of the unfortunate things with kids, is the younger ones usually forget after a little while, but you do enough stuff and it does sink in, and you know, they start remembering the bits and the pieces, and that's what's important, and we get the memories. All right, well, we will see you on the next video as we head over to Summerdale, Alabama. I'm trying to remember. And that was where the alligator farm. It was actually very close to where we stayed in, I guess it was Summerdale, Alabama. Awesome place. Can't wait to show you that live stream, because it was definitely one of my favorite things we visited on the road so far. All right, until next time, we hope you all take care, stay safe, and we'll see you around.
Take care.